Hey, what's up, y'all? Oh, let me fix myself. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, your girl, Gigi, the Glam Goddess. I'm back with another video. I had to make sure I paused for a second so I can get a good thumbnail. But yes, y'all, what's going on? It's your girl, Gigi, okay? And y'all, I am coming to talk about some real shit, okay? So I want to talk about dating as a trans woman, okay? And what it is like, okay? So, woo, oh my gosh. This is part 2. Where do we even begin? Okay, so for one, let's just start off by some of the biggest misconceptions dating as a trans woman, right? So one of the biggest misconceptions about us is that we don't tell our tea. We don't tell men who we are and what we're about. That is a bunch of bullshit. That is a bunch of crap, okay? Because I tell men who I am, okay? Like, it's no shame in my game. You gonna know because I'm gonna want something more than just like something surface level, like, or just like, passing by type of shit. Like, no, we gonna be dealing with each other. Seriously, you gonna have to know who I am. So for one, I let men know who I am, but I don't do it in a way that most people would expect us to do it. So most people expect us as trans women just to come out and just be like, yeah, I'm trans. Like, a guy just walks up to us and people just expect us to automatically tell them that information. That's unsolicited, like giving unsolicited advice. Like, no one asked you, okay? So why go out your way to tell somebody that you're trans and like, y'all haven't even had a whole dialogue? So, usually for me, I will get a guy's number, and the guy that is pursuing me, I will get to know him. I will get to know him first, okay? If I don't know shit jack about you, I'm not telling you a bitch ass thing. Why would I give you information like that, personal information like that, and I don't know you? I know nothing about you, so why would I let you know something so personal about me? So let's just start off there. So I get to know the dude. After I get to know, who I'm dealing with, and if I feel comfortable enough, if I feel like, okay, I've talked to him enough to see where his mind is and how he thinks, then I'll make a decision to tell him or not. Now, if I don't tell him, usually I'm cutting him the fuck off, because why would I tell you something you're getting cut off? So usually if a dude is getting cut off, I'm not going to tell you, especially because it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. So once that part is over, then I will tell my tea. I will let a guy know, like, hey, listen, I'm trans. This is what it is. Hold on, somebody is asking me to battle. I don't know. Maddie Patty, that's what I call my dog. Oh, I'm not gonna, cause I don't know. If it's not about this topic, honey, don't even request me. But yeah, so I will definitely make my decision from there. I have told guys over the phone, okay? Most of the time I will tell a guy over the phone. Through text, I feel like it can get a little bit jaded. So, I like my personality to come through before a guy just knows that. So usually I like to do it over the phone. And usually I'm very playful and silly with it. And it actually helps so much. So for all of my girls out there, stop acting like you got top secret information. And just be fun and playful when you are telling your tea. I'm sorry, okay? I actually learned this from Naomi Winter. Like, I just see like how she is just very playful and very comfortable with who she is and how she just spills her own tea. And so for me, even though I am my own person, I like to take some of that attribute on how the disposition between her and men and how she interacts with them when it comes to telling men her tea. And I'm naturally playful as fuck. So for me, it works. It works. It works. It works. Okay? So stop being so serious when you're telling guys like you're trans. Like, be silly with that shit. You're not fucking holding top secret information. Okay? It's not that serious. Like, it's serious, but not that serious. So for all my girls out there, that is a great tip. Now, I have told guys also in person, okay, my tea. This, I would not suggest it, okay? I wouldn't tell my girls out there to tell men that you're trans in person because it can get a little sticky, it can get dangerous. But I ain't even gonna lie to you. I am kind of daredevil cunt. I am. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know I've lived this life long enough to know my way around it. Okay, I know my way around a game board. Okay, so one time I did tell a dude like I was trans. Like went over to his place. We chilling. We having a good time. And he wanted something more. Like, he wanted to do something more. And I was just like, listen. And he kept on, like, fucking begging me for this shit. And I'm just like, look, I'm trans. Because I got so irritated with him trying to, like, have sex with me. Like, and so I just told his ass, like, look, this is what it is. Now, some men be very surprised. Some men, like, everybody's reaction is different. But for this particular instance, the guy acted very calm. Very, very calm. He was very mature. But what does throw me off about telling men just in general that you are trans is that the way they looked at you before is different than what they look at you once you tell your tea. And it's not in a I'm not attracted to you type of way, but it goes from I can see you like being my fucking wife, like locked in type of shit. Like, a lot of times men be trying to make me their girlfriends, right? And I'm not saying that the ones that I do tell tea don't still pursue me in that way, but a vast majority of them do, you tell them your tea and it automatically go to sexualizing you. So it already lets me know, like, okay, you are very attracted to me, but because I'm trans, you now don't see me as a potential relationship partner or it going any further, but sexual wise. So you have those instances too, and you just gotta weed that shit out. Like, you gotta weed out the negative, the bad eggs, pretty much, okay? The bad apples. Get the motherfuckers out the bunch, because it's going to wind up tainting your perception of yourself and just your whole dating experience. So, guys that usually do sexualize you straight off the rip, and you telling them that tea, you need to cut the fuck off, because it makes you feel bad. It makes your self-esteem go down when you're fucking with a man. And like, I'll have guys like this, like, oh, I don't do that, but we can still be friends. But they still wind up pursuing me sexually. So it's very confusing for me. Well, it's not confusing, but it was confusing me growing up. And like, okay, I thought you wasn't interested in trans women. No, you're sexually attracted, but you're not bold enough to be in a public relationship with me, right? Or I've had some dudes, right? For instance, when you're dating, you'll have some dudes that like will want to be with you, are open to pursuing you in a relationship, right? But they want you to pretty much use your passibility for their benefit. And for me, that's a problem, because you want me to play the role of a cisgender woman, right? So you don't look bad in front of your friends and your family or whatever, but I'm left with kind of hiding a part of myself. And so you kind of almost like become DL with them. It's like you become a DO trans woman, to be honest. And that is no fun, being like a DL trans woman. You can't even be a femme queen because you so worried about what this nigga friends and family gonna think, because you trying to be stealth around his people to make him feel comfortable. So you do have those guys too that will date you, be like, don't tell nobody, you know, people see us out in public, you don't have to let them know that. Like, you'll have guys like that, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily bad, but it's not fucking good. In my experience, it is not good, because usually these guys are the ones that still sexualize you, just in a way where you're the only one that they can have access to, that no one else can have access to you, right? So that can be very, very fucking toxic for your mental health. Like, dating as a trans woman can be so fucking tricky. And it's not even like that you don't have the guys that's interested in you, but some of the guys be fucked around. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, and for any guys that ever like watch my videos or come across my videos or ever think about even pursuing me, baby, you gotta be 100%. And this is for most trans women. You have to be 100% comfortable with who you are. Because I have had men that, because I pass in society, right, I'm passable, they almost try to like forget that I'm trans. They say little transphobic remarks or homophobic remarks, and it's almost like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm trans. Why are you trying it like that? Why are you trying me? Knowing who I am, why would you say some ignorant shit like that? Like, I've even had an ex-boyfriend of mine be like, oh, well, I'm not in no relationship with no trans woman. I'm not. And I'm just like, you're denying the fact that you're in a relationship with a trans woman because I can pass. So because I can pass, it means that I'm not a trans woman. My whole experience of being a woman and being trans is not valid because I now pass. That makes no fucking sense. And so I learned too that some men will use your passability, use all of that, their passable privilege, for their benefit. Oh my God, there we go. I said it. And I fucking hate it. Like, these will be some of the most toxic men ever. Like, they'll be the ones that really push you in the closet with them. Bitch, they gonna grab you and put you in the closet with them. Girl, no, I don't have that type of energy to be closeted with your ass because you scared of people to let people know that you date a trans woman. Bitch, I don't have time for that. And a lot of girls do experience that. You have some of the most beautiful girls that men will date, but they're like, oh, just keep it on the hush, don't tell nobody. And it's just like, bitch, you don't even have to worry about me saying that. You don't have to worry about me telling nobody or doing nothing. I don't care. You're kind of like a nobody to me, right? So why would I care to expose you? And if I don't even care enough, like, you know what I mean? So it can just be so tricky being a trans woman. And then you have guys that, you know, they'll do stuff with you, they'll have sex with you, right? And a lot of trans women get killed like this too. That they'll have a man that they're intimate with, and the man feels guilty about it. Now he wanna kill you and do some crazy shit because he done did some shit that he deem as gay or whatever case might be. Now he taking that shit out on you. You know, you have those type of men too. And it's just so toxic. It can be so toxic. Like, if I tell y'all some of the stories, I'm really going to start getting into some of these stories. I ain't going to say no names, but I'm definitely going to start exposing the stories so y'all can know. Like, oh my God, for one instance, okay, perfect example. For one instance, I had this one dude I was fucking with. You know, we had met at the corner store. And, you know, we talked for a little bit. I told him my tea. And we finally went on a date. Okay? Now, for one, he fucked up because he came on a date a little drunk. Right? Came on a date a little drunk. That was already like a buzzkill for me. The next thing was he kept on talking about me being trans, but not in a way that was like uplifting or like, you know, trying to get to know what it's about. But it was in a way like, you're lucky to have a man to accept you. You know, most men don't. And it's just like, I was looking at this nigga like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Most men, like, and I'm just letting him talk because I wanted to just hear the ignorant shit that he was saying before I shut down his shit, because, you know, I get ignorant with it. So I go ahead and I let him finish off, and I'm like, oh, really? Well, why would you say that? He's like, well, you know, most men are scared to date y'all. You know, they're not gonna do that. Like, you know, I'm the only one that's gonna really respect you. Like, he was really trying to like box me in, like he was the only one. Like, he just made this exception for me, and I should be so lucky for the exception that he made for me. Girl, I let that man have it. I said, baby, little do you know, it's lots of men that love trans women and don't give a fuck. Because I've been in multiple relationships, so I know that men don't give a fuck. You know, and that will genuinely be in a relationship with you. But then you have your bad apples. But he really did it. And when he said that, it really gave me a greater perspective on how other men view us, and how some men try to treat us this little because they feel like, oh, well, you should be lucky that I accept you. No one's gonna really accept you because most men don't give a fuck. Most men like ass, titties, and pretty faces, and if they're heterosexual, they gonna like me. Okay, that's what most men do. And I find that men like that try to paint a narrative of you so they can put you in like this pity party, so you can feel bad about yourself enough where you would let them do certain shit to you, you know, and get away with it because you got low self-esteem, because no man would never, you know. So you have those men out there like that. And that is some of the most, I would say that's like the top 10 most toxic one. The one that think that you can't get niggas. Let's just call a thing a thing. You know? And I wound up, long story short, with him, I wound up cutting him the fuck off, bitch. Oh my God, y'all. That was a horrible experience. The man would touch my butt. I'm like, stop touching me, like, you know. But he, at the same time, was like, you know, we gotta make sure that we keep this on the low though, and and you know, you lucky that you got a man that's gonna fuck with you, but you gotta keep it on the bitch. I don't gotta keep a bitch ass thing on the low. You're gonna get cut off, straight up, like. And the thought that he felt confident enough, the gall of him, that he would think that he would talk to me like that and I would just be okay with it. And men do that. Like, certain men who really think that you supposed to go for anything. Now, we're going to talk about the good side of it, okay? Because there is a good side, especially, no shade, if you a pretty girl. If you a pretty trans woman, bitch, the world is damn near at your oyster. And this was something that I was talking about with a friend of mine earlier, and it's pretty much pretty privilege. I won't even say passable privilege, because even though that's a privilege in its own, but some girls could be clocky but still be pretty, and so they still get that pretty privilege, right? But for me, it goes like this, right? You got the men that respect you as a woman, that look at you as a woman, will spoil you, treat you good, the whole fucking nine. But they look at you as the exception, okay? They look at you like you're better, you're a cut above the rest. And this can be a good thing and a bad thing, because at the same time, those type of men will treat you so good because they know, like, this is a rare find. And then you have some men that, you know, straight up, thank you for the gifts too. I've seen like 2 gifts flash by. I just want to say thank you for the gifts. Yes, absolutely. But yes, I just find it so interesting that certain men will put you on a pedestal pretty much because you're pretty. And they treat you good though. Those would be the men that will treat you very nicely, the whole nine. And that for me is ideal. The man that doesn't care about who says anything about you, or if they deal with a trans woman. They actually want to be seen with you. They want people to know that they're with you. They don't care if they know that you're trans, because they're so comfortable and confident with who they are. Those men melt my fucking heart. So that's what those type of men do for me. Okay, and that's ideal. Besides them feeling like, you know, that is the con, that they feel like just because you're pretty, you're a cut above the rest. That'll be the only thing that I would say kind of like, but, you know, fair is fair. But yeah, so this is part 2 of how it is. Thank you for the gifts, Pharrell. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Mwah. Yeah, y'all. But I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover in this episode. Yeah. Oh, I got some stories. I just gotta really get deep and tell y'all, because Jesus Christ. One thing about being this way, about being a trans woman, is that you will see things that no one else gets to see. You get to see behind the stage. You see all the actors on stage and them performing, and them, oh, I don't like trans women, and I only like biological women. You see all of the production on the stage, but as a trans woman, it's like you behind the stage. So you get to see the way shit is set up. You get to see all of the background magic happen. You get to see what they don't want you to see. And that's why I love being trans, because you get to see beyond the veil, beyond what people pretend to be. You know, it's a gift. It is one of the greatest gifts, because for certain cis people, they'll never know. For certain cis women, even though they are hypercritical of men that date trans women, and that's why men that date trans women then hide and bash us. I'm just saying, it's a perpetuated cycle. But, you know, things just work out better that way. That's all I'm gonna just say. I'm not even gonna get too deep, because I kind of lost my train of thought, to be honest. That's bad, right? I smoked too much marijuana. But yeah, you know, it's good stuff, it's bad stuff, but ultimately, dating as a woman can be hard in 2025. So yeah, but you get to see, that's where I was, you get to see behind the veil, all of the shit. And that's why a lot of men, they will pretend to hate us and stuff like that because they have to do that. It's a facade that they have to put on to protect themselves. But when you, like I said, when you're like this, you don't nobody pretending with, ain't nobody pretending with you. They're gonna show you who they are. Okay, you gonna get to see all the freaky shit that they hiding, that they wanted to experience but never did, but had to keep secret. All of that is what you get to see. And that is the greatest gift, because some biological women will never know. Ever. In a million years. And yeah. That's all I want to say. That's all I'm a clock today. Y'all see my hair though? Ah, it looks so good. Yes, I didn't use like a new curling mousse. And I never had my curls this freaking popping. Like, ever in my life. I didn't even know my hair could do this. To be honest. Stay away from perms and heat things, y'all. Stay away from them. I'm telling you. My hair would have been longer than this, but I had to cut some. Of my hair off. But that's it. And I will talk to you beautiful people soon. So long, and until next time. Peace.